Oceanside, a vibrant, dynamic, and thriving coastal community where tradition exists alongside an ever-changing landscape. Running through coastal Oceanside is the historic Coast Highway, a 3.2-mile thoroughfare with a history stretching back to the founding of the city.
I mean, you think about the history of Coast Highway, and at one time you had to come down the Coast Highway to go to San Diego, and the whole purpose of the Coast Highway was to move lots and lots of cars through Oceanside. But now we have the freeway to do that.
As Oceanside continues to grow, there's going to be more people, and they're going to need to find ways to get around. And if we continue to rely primarily on the private automobile to get around, then what are we going to have? Congestion, and nobody likes congestion. So the solution to that is that we need to provide people with more choices.
In 2009, the Coast Highway Vision and Strategic Plan was completed by the City of Oceanside in order to meet the needs of our growing community.
One of the things we asked when we started the vision plan was, do you want Coast Highway, do you want Oceanside to be a place to go to or a place to go through? And everybody said a place to go to. So that means you have to design it for that.
In 2013, the Coast Highway Corridor Study was undertaken, its chief goal being to develop and analyze the Coast Highway Corridor alternatives recommended by the 2009 Vision Plan.
We see that a lot of people down here near the beach, they want to have a walkable community that's safe. They want to have a bicycle trail that's safe around here in the downtown area near the beach. We certainly see the businesses going, hey, we'd like to slow down some of the traffic for those walkers and bicyclists, and cars can see more.
The corridor alternatives currently being analyzed in the Coast Highway Corridor Study include enhancements that provide for other mode choices, such as bicycle, walking, and transit, as well as the provision of more on- and off-street parking, wider sidewalks, street furniture, and landscaping.
So we've done a lot in terms of making it easier for cars to park either on Coast Highway or just off of it, making it easier to get out and walk, to cross the street, all of which we think will make it easier for people to shop in the various businesses and will help make a sense of place.
So we just had recently completed a project, which is our Mission Ave street project, where we widened the sidewalks. We've been able to, with these improvements, restaurants have been able to move the restaurant, their seating outside.
We have proof, economic proof, that changing our roads to be more friendly and walkable is also good economic sense.
Down in La Jolla in the Bird Rock section, there was an improvement made there. They put in some roundabouts, they put in some bike lanes, and frankly, roundabouts, they sometimes scare people, but they shouldn't. In this particular case, after those improvements, we studied the businesses and we looked at their tax sales receipts before and after the construction, and we found in the year following the construction, the businesses' sales were up by 20%. We went back and looked at the second year and we found another 20%, so a consistent rise in revenue in places like that.
Slowing traffic down really seemed to help our business. Increasing parking obviously helped our business. Making it a more walkable community, it just kind of helped the vibe in a way to give people something to walk to.
This continuing evolution of coastal Oceanside is literally history in the making.
When we invest in communities and make them more walkable, we make them more attractive. And it brings businesses in, and nothing breeds success like success.
Jurisdictions all the way down the coast have pursued similar efforts with great success, and so we want to see the same thing happen here.
I'm hoping that the study will give us an opportunity to provide more parking downtown, wider sidewalks, opportunities for sidewalk cafes and some new restaurants downtown. And I think overall it will just provide a better economic climate for the downtown businesses.
The Coast Highway Study, I think, is a really big opportunity to go ahead and help us move in a positive direction to make those changes, to make this a shopping street once again and a street for the community to enjoy.
It helps property values. It helps create a more walkable district, and everybody wants that. And certainly it looks nicer than it did. You know, it doesn't look like a freeway anymore.
If we implement the Coast Highway Vision Plan and we can replace the traffic lights with roundabouts and reduce the number of traffic lanes, reduce the speeds, but keep everybody moving. Then the businesses that we would like to go to will show up. There'll be a lot more restaurants. There'll be a lot more places that people will want to go, that they'll take their bikes instead of driving. They'll walk instead of driving. We want to make the Coast Highway a place that people want to go, not one they just want to drive through.
The Coast Highway Corridor Study, taking Oceanside into tomorrow and beyond.